Love in a place where our voices cannot reach. If we would lift our eyes, it would still be the very same sky we see. I believe one day the heavens will grant a miracle, so we can meet again, and I don't need a reason to prove it so. Everything that pulls me towards you pulls me closer to the truth. Still we are waiting for the day that the light will shine through. Silver hair awoken from rest, so cleanly piercing through our chest. Won't you promise me, swear on the blood that bleeds in red? No matter how much pain we may bring, for every wound, every injury, just hold on to me. The bond between us is till the end.
Shedding off the shame and the dead weight. A live wire with a broken fuse. We will never be the same, but we're bound by fate. Overturned and overrun, from the depths to paradise. Hope and roses on the guns, dreaming down to the afterlife. 3 times the power and 3 times the pain. 3 times the confidence. Take down the towers and fire up the flames. We strive for providence. Don't stop filling it up. We are the energy. Don't stop, show your style. Don't stop filling it up. It's electricity. Don't stop, keep it wild. A split soul with a bitter wound. I'm a feather, I'm a fang, I'm a dark, dark dream. Become whole, I become consumed with a shadow in my hands and a primal scream. To erase the rational, draw the words out of the page. To embrace the animal, let the beast out of the cage. 3 times the power and 3 times the pain. 3 times the confidence. Tear down the towers and fire up the flames. We strive for providence. Don't stop filling it up. We are the energy. Don't stop, show your style. Don't stop filling it up. It's electricity. Don't stop, keep it wild. A firework in a glowing sky. Through the hell and the hammer stride. A cool smirk and a smoking style. Ram my engines up and ride. Demon heart inside of me. Got the stars to make the grade. Carbonated in ivory. Devil tears upon the blade. 3 times the power and 3 times the pain. 3 times the confidence. Tear down the towers and fire up the flames. We strive for providence. Don't stop filling it up. We are the energy. Don't stop, show your style. Don't stop filling it up. It's electricity. Don't stop, keep it wild. 3 times the power, 3 times the pain. Don't stop, show your style. Tear down the towers and fire up the flames. Don't stop, keep it wild.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I am officially back home. I'm not going anywhere else. I live here now. I mean, okay, technically I lived here the entire time. Technically I've always lived here. But I've had to go every single week, and it's been awful. Not for me. Yes, hello? Hello, Chonkers. Have a little chonk biscuit? You're on a diet soon. I'll let you finish your dry food, but after that, you're back to wet, and you are rationed. I'm gonna get so much a day. So you better get used to that. Tear up the towers. Do you like my new shirt? It came in today. I'm actually quite digging it. It even has like flowers over here. They're not real flowers, obviously, but they're definitely flowers. So I have news. I have news for you all. Um, so I'm apparently moving at the end of July, probably actually at the beginning of July, because apparently I had to look this up because I was very confused. I had a letter from my apartment complex like notifying me they were not renewing the contract. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And then I looked on their website and I'm like, oh, because you're trying to rent this place out for $300 more a month, and you can't raise my rent that much legally. So you're just gonna kind of be like, okay, well, get out. You want to rent this to someone new at a higher rate? So, fuck you, apartment complex. Obviously, I am fully financially able to move out in 3 months' notice. That is not an issue. And I can move closer to my actual work. I'm only like 12 minutes away right now, but I can move to where I'm like a minute away, which will be awesome. I'll be looking to that Monday because Monday's when I go to the new location. And hey, you girl lazy? And I don't want to drive over there this weekend. I'm gonna have to drive over there Monday. Hello? I like this. It's almost like there's a marching band or something. Not really a marching band. This almost feels like, oh, what? This reminds me of something. It's a very, like, low-key, like, porno rock. I feel like this should be going on in the background while two characters are just going at it. Now, maybe that is incorrect. But that's what's making me think of. And my thoughts are never incorrect. I'm perfect. So I cannot load. Let's do the settings. Let's find out what we can set. Text size. Medium, why not? Typing speed. Yeah, in fact, I hate waiting for the typing to come out. I don't know what that means, but I feel like having the option is better than not having the option. So we'll go with that. Language English. What are the other options though? Français? Portuguese? I don't know what language that is. Japanese? Italiano? Espanol? Dutch? Alright. And a 1, and a 2, and a here we... actually, before we go, can I just say for a second? It always concerns me a little bit whenever we have the credits available on the main screen. I'm like... I'm like, why is it that you don't think a majority of your audience are going to get to the credits? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go get my cough drops. I forget how much doing this voice makes me cough, so I'm going to go 24 hours before I wanna be medicated. I'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Put me in a wheelchair. Put me on the floor. I wanna be sedated. I have a very vague memory of playing that song on Guitar Hero. Did you guys play any of those games? The like Guitar Hero in? The Guitar Heroics? Okay, now we will start. Oh, this makes no difference, but I kind of love whenever they're like, okay, which slot do you want? I want the bottom slot. So I'm a bottom slot. Oh, well, this is just unfair. Like, do I want to be this Bruja, like, emo boy asshole? I want to be this venture fucking punk rock bitch? Like, I guess she's not really punk rock. She seems like, you know, low-key corporate. I want to be the Toreador. Here's the problem. I'm a basic bitch. I want to be the bitch. Like, hello? On the one hand, I get that they like have probably voice actors for each of them, and I get why they would do this. But like, this would have been a really hard decision, if they weren't gendered. But the fact that they are gendered means I'm going this one. Choose my name, Raka. Like, obviously, is there any question? Oh, wow, they don't... Why the fuck would you make a visual novel and not have voice acting? But you know what? I guess here we go. I get to do it. I wish I could see him better so I could figure out what kind of voice to give him.
New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate when I was...
Oh, God? Okay. I didn't know you were going to scroll.
Had you asked me about fate when I was just a human? I would have told you it's all superstitious bullshit. That we're all designers of our own destiny. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, sank her teeth deep into my net.
Neck?
I'm in the very same place you're standing right now. Fate? You decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake is I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense. My punishment was to never see its glow again.
Vampires can still see its glow, they just can't stand in direct sunlight. Just like get a big fuck off umbrella. I remember how annoyed I was whenever I think it was in Blade, where they had someone like vampires were just walking around with fucking sunscreen on, and I'm like, that shouldn't. What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, a spark in my eye.
Yeah, we fuck off. I love you very much.
It's the one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within, gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much, much better.
Okay, that lets me see the log. My dictionary is empty. I'm a big dummy.
She was a 9th generation kindred, just like you.
Interesting. Are you her little like butt boy now? Like, did she bite me? Like, it's weird because that means that. Wait, no, fuck. She was a 9th generation kindred just like me, so I got bit by an 8th generation.
An apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me. pink of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right?
1 second. Text size back to small. I have a feeling it was designed. Yeah, it was designed for small text to completely fit into the box.
Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate. A message saying, you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was one of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it, given the right tools.
I hope this voice is working for this guy. If it's not, let me know. I kind of like it, though. Slightly cocky, but not overbearing.
Messiah didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and
I'm still standing. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
standing right where she stood when we first met.
I'm really not sure what who am I? How did I get here? I understand the point of starting in medias res. Like, that makes total sense. But what I don't understand is who I am and what my purpose is. Yes?
You might have wondered how I learned about your arrival to JFK. My answer, of course, destiny. The luck would have it, today happens to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the conference.
Cat, move!
Having you here straight from the plane and having you wake up to an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it is so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here.
I mean, sir? You already said I'm an 8th generation and you're a 9th? Why the fuck would I inform you of anything?
I understand. I still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it's precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention.
I almost wonder if that was like a translation error or a misstep, because he should not be talking to someone that is a generation above him like this. As far as I know, vampires are very, very, very big on, respecting their elders, and an 8th generation is automatically the elder of a 9th.
You might think I'm crazy, asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York. And I don't know about the other cities, but this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor.
This is how it begins? That definitely felt in medias res to me. That did not feel like a beginning. Your phone rings. It's your boss. Again? The sun that filled your high-rise office an hour ago is gone. The city looks like an ocean of light, spreading miles to the north. You're about to call it a day? Think about the work of FinTech and decompress at home? But, that's why you don't pick up the phone after hours? Hello? I'm a pretty dumbass employee.
One of the investors wants to meet you.
His voice, as always, the perfect mix of authority and sleaze.
He'll come by your office in an hour.
With the clock? An hour? He's got to be kidding.
Yeah, I know, but stick around. He's a heavyweight. You'll want to make a good impression.
You grit your teeth a little? The boss hangs up? 2 hours? You'll pour another coffee into yourself? Learn how to best use this to your advantage? It's interesting that they don't use pronouns in this, even though, like, is this the same opening, regardless of which person I chose to play? You suspect? Everyone knows that... No. You're actually not happy with your current position? That, in fact, is you feel squished against the glass ceiling that comes with the territory? Sure, your supervisor may have gotten the job only because he's the CEO's scoffing buddy, but you? You're gonna put in an unholy amount of work into your advancement? Times were, you'd laugh off the idea of sitting in the office until 9 p.m., and a partner to go home to, nightly Netflix and chill ritual to perform, complete with pizza or Chinese takeout. As you moved up the ladder, your hours have only gotten longer. That right there is why I don't want to move up. I'm perfectly fine right where I am. I'm not going anywhere. Food? Most of the company cafeteria. Sometimes takeout. Always a rush. Praise the heavens for your crazy metabolism and dread the day it finally decides to give up. Yeah, that's it. That's a bad day. Dieting is hard because my metabolism is not what it used to be. Rest? At this point, the cleaning lady who takes care of your apartment always spends more time in your bedroom than you do? Oh my? I was back to your boss quoting Shakespeare to impress his new, extremely attractive and uncomfortably young secretary. For some must watch while some must sleep, so runs the world away. Drinks? Mostly with colleagues, and they all pretty much hate you at this point. Another flashback. In the most profitable quarter in the company's history. Still, the board decided that makes me so angry and so like 100% yes. Fucking record profits, and they're just like we can cut expenses, and then nobody has any money to afford anything. These people are bad at doing a capitalism. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know in person, so he passed that privilege on to you. Gotta hand it to him. He always knew how to pick his battles. But maybe, just maybe, tonight is the night it's all gonna change. Try to play the good looks angle. Nothing too slutty. Leave your blouse slightly unbuttoned. Okay, this is already low enough. I can't go any further. Check your ass looks as good as you remember. Remember your pencil skirt? Mirror says yes. It's not something you're proud of, but you become too jaded to care. Hello, John. I have kitties again, and I don't have to travel anymore, so I get to stay with them at pet every night. Yes, I do. You're going to get a pet kitty. Sorry, we're taking a break because this is important. No. I know. You're gonna be so shocked and confused and happy when I come back home Monday night from work. I'm gonna get up like Monday morning, not as early as I have been. I'll actually be sleeping, but I'll still get up and go to work. And they'll be like, okay, ta 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 ta. But then, I'm going to come back that afternoon. It'll be amazing. Knowing your luck, investors will be one of two types. A obsessed Musk one. Is that okay? That line probably meant something. Very, very different back when this game was written. Musk's like image has changed a lot since this game came out. Musk wanna be in his 20s, or a fat old pervert drinking alone. Also, John, do you like the new shirt? I love the new. Although I didn't get to do the unbutton thing because my button actually goes down to there. Like I can't unbutton it very much further. It's a problem. I bet I could. I know. Elon fucking Musk. I'm not gonna get like. Oh, okay, I'm putting this back up. This is bothering the shit out of me. I heard a great quote from a software engineer. The software engineer was basically like, you know, people said that Elon Musk was a genius and that he made electric cars. And I didn't know very much about electric cars, so I said, okay, yeah, he's a genius. And then he made like rocket engines. And I didn't know anything about rocket engines, so I said, okay, that tracks. And then he got into software development. And I know a metric fuck ton about software development. And the things that Elon Musk was saying made absolutely zero sense. Anyone with even a modicum of knowledge of how that systems actually work. And that made me think I probably shouldn't buy his cars or ride his rockets. And then, of course, we did have his rocket blow up. So, that's a thing. Hear the elevator ding. Let me get this show on the road. One final look in the mirror and fix your hair as the footsteps echo across the empty hallway. The man who approaches your office is not what you expected. He's slick, to be sure. He seems a bit more refined. Expensive suit, matching tie, and shirt, confident in stride, surprisingly good looking. What does he sound like?
Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience.
God, that voice. Made back by how smooth and strong it is. And his eyes, steel blue, cold, intense. He's all business, professional. He's in a manner that's appropriate to your stature. He speaks, he actually looks you in the eye and not at your cleavage. Ask some questions about your work, tells you about your input after talking to the CEO, and comes charmingly close to calling your boss an incompetent doofus. If you are not in a position to suffer any blowback from it, making fun of bad bosses is always going to ingratiate you for the people who have to work with them. All the while you try and guess his accent, but can't quite place it. European, sure, but where from? It's interesting they say, I mean, that is not steel blue to me. Maybe I just don't know what steel blue looks like.
I know I've kept you long enough, but would you indulge me and join me for a drink?
Of course. For a minute, it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. What the hell? You go with it. Seems nice enough. And besides, it's not like you have other plans. The investor is a limo waiting downstairs. Whoever takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. A seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the two of you. You talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history.
So tell me, what would you do if you had full control of the company?
I do have to say, I've actually missed voice acting quite a bit. I'm already having a lot of fun with it. Almost choke on your wine? This is your chance? It was been on your mind for months. You hide it behind a veneer of professionalism and corpo babble. Refocusing. Restructuring. Aggressively pursuing new markets. He likes the sound of that. He leans forward. His eyes flash with intensity and something else. A strange emotion that wasn't there before.
You'll do just fine.
His words echo inside your head as you black out. You wake up, God only knows how much later. As you try and piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice, the investor, wherever the hell he is, talking to someone. Something you call snippets, fragmented memories, his sapphire eyes intently locked on yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. I am so surprised he turned out to be a vampire. I completely did not see that coming. They should put a warning in the title of the game. And something else? A feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm? Maybe trip to Florida, a sweaty room, cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore. And then... What? Okay, I am... First, I slept myself up, unbutton a button, look at my pencil skirt, look at my ass. Now apparently I'm like fucking someone from HR. I'm a bad girl. And no, I'm an actual one. I'm not just drawn that way. Yep, you're a kitty.
Yes, I'm done here. Consider my debt paid.
Usher pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, not bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. The time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. Touch your lips. Blood. That asshole hit you? You try and stand up. It is pounding and your stomach's like a heavy knot, pulling you down. Not that much. It must have spiked your wine. This is bad. Check your clothes. They're pristine. It doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, the feeling hits you. Isn't there still someone else in the room? I thought we pushed past someone. Why are we not addressing the other person in the room with us right now? Anything else you ever felt before? Or the floor, writhing and all-encompassing pain and... hunger. The kind that makes your insides burn. The kind that cannot be denied. Try and calm yourself down. The breathing exercise they taught you in some bullshit mindfulness course. And that's when it hits you. You're not breathing. And holy shit! Your heart should be jumping out of your chest. That realization, but it's not moving. Not even a beat. The door unlocks. Your startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, like thick with Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you're alright. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything is wrong. Scooch, you're a booch. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. I do like how long they're taking with us and really let us, like, experience it. It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. All that does aren't to help you stand up. You grab it firmly, both hands, and you bite down. It's usually right next to the old school pinup tattoo of Rita Hayworth? I don't actually know who that is. Let's find out. Oh, okay, that's that person. I definitely recognize her, I just did not know her name. Do you emote process what you're doing? Or he wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking? One thing becomes very clear. You are definitely enjoying this. He only struggles a little. He falls to his knees and see his eyes now, pale blue. Okay, this game has something with, like, a fetish with pale blue eyes, I swear to gosh. Everyone has pale blue eyes. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses to the floor. Your bite gives a mess of his forearm. Poor Rita. All bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Oh, I love that little, yeah, the, mesmeric, I love that effect that they're doing right here. What is this supposed to be? I thought it was an eyeball at first, like an eyeball receding into the madness of blackness. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know what this represents. You spit out a piece of torn flesh? That's... why? Where? What? What was in that fucking wine? Oh, I got an achievement. Are you able to focus? Your heart and your lungs still motionless? Reach for your phone and dial 911. 911 operator, what's your emergency? I can't breathe. I love this. Like, yes? I actually am thinking for the summer of cutting this back and getting a shorter haircut. I don't know if I would go that short. Can't breathe? Ma'am? Where are you right... Ma'am? Where are you right now? Your loud swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. He's tall, broad shoulders, handsome, with an immaculate suit. Your skin is darker, but his face tells you he's not here to negotiate a deal. Notice the smartphone in your hand. Oh my. I like this guy way better than the first one.
Best be the food if you want to live.
His voice is persuasive, calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the air of a viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. Ma'am? Hello?
I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk and is now trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night.
He takes the call and places the phone in his pocket. For whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger. As hypnotizing his presence is, also highly discomforting.
Good evening, miss. I am here to pick you up.
Pick me up. Show me where things you wanna go. Da, 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 da. I don't actually know the words of that song, is the problem. Pick me up?
Did I stutter?
Stranger approaches the waiter and examines the body.
Critical condition. But he might live. Anyway.
He then sets his sights on you.
I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays. And going by experience, I tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones, who carefully obey my every word and don't try and pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones, the punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact someone secretly and without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene.
I know I keep saying this, and I'm sorry. I have not gotten to voice act in a while. Like, just go Elysium. I love the game, but everything was voice acted. I just had to sit here silently. This is fun as fuck.
None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached the destination at all.
Voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. He's given the speech before, likely dozens of times.
So you see, well, I generally consider myself pretty smart. I'm also a Mets fan. It's my one true weakness. The one that inspired me to come up with the 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you.
Okay, that came out of nowhere. And the fucking you're a Mets fan? Come on. You're in New York, baby. You gotta root for the Yankees. Man, he just talked about? The punks that try and take him on? You can't introduce yourself as a Nets fan and not expect to get a sock in the Giza. I can't do a New York accent. I apologize.
If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times, and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy.
As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of a theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test? He's daring you to do something about it?
3 strikes, and you're out. Say, I understand, sir. Now.
Okay. Here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem. I'm a fucking brat, and I have a very, very hard time being told to do something and actually doing it. Like, this is not the way to get Raka to obey. Every atom of your being screams at you to obey his authority. I'm okay. So I'm having a problem. Do I answer the way I feel like my character would answer, or do I answer the way I would answer? Because the thing just outright told me that she would just do what he says. I would definitely take option number 2. So I don't know. Is this... Yeah, I did. So, John, this game does something kind of dumb. Let me see, can I save? Real quick, let me show you the way it handles this, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate the way it handles this. So, when you first started the game, this is where you pick your clan, but the problem is, each clan is a different character, and so it wasn't really a selection for me. I'm like, I'm gonna be the girl, of course. Like, hello? So I am Ventru. I would have probably gone Bruja if this wasn't the Bruja guy. But, like, I've got to be the girl. I just have to. I don't have a choice. I don't have any options. That is interesting, though. Okay, so the Bruja are, like, recruiting this punk. And then the Torador are recruiting this artist dude. Interesting. So yeah, it ended up being more choose your character, and the clan just kind of comes with it, as opposed to, like, design your character and then pick your clan separately. Yeah, okay, that's actually a good point, because Raka is a Bruja. So she would just be, I understand, sir, because she's fucking weak. I understand, sir.
Stick to that tone, and you'll do just fine. Moving on. Is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright.
He flashes his... Yeah, that's... When I first saw it, I figured they had a voice actor or actress. And, you know, like, that was why it was these specific characters. And they had these, like, the stories tied into who they were. But since it's just text, it feels really lazy not to at least have 2 options. And for some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There is something very, very wrong about him.
Someone closest to you.
Well, definitely not her boss. Her boss is a fucking asshole. Yet there's no one. But I do really like her. I can understand why they wouldn't have a Malkavian character, though. Like, the fact that you are so disconnected from reality would make this really, really hard to play.
The strangers.
Yeah. The stranger squints at you.
No family. No lover. No friends. Nothing.
I have a job. Your blank scare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops crying and gives you something even worse than a look of pity. A look of honest compassion.
Well, that makes things simpler. But let me be crystal clear, just in case. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under. And you'll be watched by many eyes to make sure the laws are respected. You are forbidden from letting anyone know that you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If someone comes looking for you, it is over for both you and them.
That practice tone again. Yeah, that's. And again, that's why I dislike having to pick my character and clan at the same time. Because, yeah, the Venture are too stuffy. They are like my least favorite of the three clans. Torador and Bruja are much, much more interesting. I want to be the cute girl. And as the video I was watching earlier today says, yes, I'm a simp. Mayonnaise on an escalator. It's going upstairs, so see you later. Bye-bye. Why did I watch that again today? I do not know. But I did.
So, unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of a Houston with the Hudson, I suggest you cooperate.
Don't tempt me. Well, interestingly enough, I don't know. Because here's the thing, it depends on how different the stories are. I don't know if I'll play through all three or not. I may just glance and go through the other ones very quickly. Like, obviously, if it's a long game, I'm not playing all three. But I could handle it being a relatively short game. If all three stories were markedly different. So I actually had an idea for this several years ago. How cool would it be if you made an RPG like, say, Final Fantasy VII, but the main story was only 20 hours long, but at the beginning of the game, you could pick to play as Cloud, or you could pick to play as Rufus, and obviously if you pick to play as Rufus, you would, like, start off at wherever Rufus was, and then your, like, dad gets murdered, and you go back and Avalanche is there, and you have this ongoing, like, arms race trying to stop Avalanche because they keep trying to mess all your stuff up while you're just trying to save the fucking planet. You know, they like attack your start stealing huge bacteria, and you're like, but you have to blow up meter. What the fuck? And then once you beat either of those, like, so that's like 40 hours of gameplay between the two, from just two different sides of the story. And then once you beat one of their stories, you can then play again as Sephiroth. You know, obviously the villainous side. That's why you can't play it the first time. I just think that would be so cool, is to have a game that's set up to where the individual stories are not that long, but they are told the same events from a completely opposite perspective. And then you especially have people arguing about who the hero was, and it would come down to which side they played first. That would be just the most amazing. It's the most amazing thing in the world. I really like the idea. Now, granted, I came up with it, so that might be partially why. He smiles. Everything is playing again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly, overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion, you pass out. When you regain your senses, yourself in the stranger's arms, a man holding you as you with a spouse who's had a little too much to drink. Yeah, there's been a few games that did that really well. The one that I think did the best, or the purest iteration of that, was Suikoden 3. That was really interesting the way it approached it. But, I've never seen someone do it completely, because that's the thing. I'm not just talking about having different perspectives as the story goes on. A lot of games do that. What I would really like to see is opposing perspectives, and you choose one to follow, but you can choose either at the beginning. And so, like, your perspective on who the antagonist is, or like who the real hero is changes. Fire Emblem Three Houses kind of did that, but honestly, it did kind of a shitty job of it. And break free, but he holds you close, gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you. This guy is dommy as fuck. Only now do you notice a change in scenery. Find yourself in a fancy lobby right next to the elevator. The place is virtually empty, save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Companion gestures at the concierge as you pass, and he picks up the phone. Elevator arrives, the door opens, the man moves towards the cabin.
After you.
Again, I've already decided that she's a wuss, and she's not going to. I kind of want to know what happens if you piss him off. I may do that again when we get to the end of the story. I've already decided that she is very, very meek. She's submissive and breedable. Where are we going?
To a safe place. That is all you need to know. Trust me. You don't want to make this difficult. Just get in.
It's really giving me a chance to be a brat, and every single time this prompt comes up, I want to. But the problem is they also continuously say that every fiber of your being wants to obey him. So it just feels like interjecting my own thoughts into the game, even though the game is telling me what the character is thinking. Fuck! 1 second. I guess your instincts. You enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers, and the elevator starts its descent. You are dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. I wish you had told me that was against my instincts. On one hand, this presence is oddly soothing. On the other, you feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter, the doe-eyed look in his face, the look he gave you just before. No, it's better not to think about it, unless you have other things to worry about. In fact, you're being kidnapped. Cabin door opens to the same garage you arrived at. The investor some hours ago, and shows you to a black Cadillac Escalade.
I know what you're thinking. Getting into a car with some strange man. Boy, seems like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to do so. So, let me be perfectly clear. Our best bet to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Okay, I do think she is bougie enough to think like have convinced herself that this is like a kidnapping, like a ransom thing. I have money.
Good for you. No more questions. Get in the car, please.
Okay, they told me that my instincts were to get away from him a second ago, so I can do this with a clear conscience. This is not me interjecting myself. Boop! It's the fastest you've ever run? Never expect your body to be capable of going this fast? Not like an adrenaline rush to show us where our limits truly lie? Help! Your voice echoes across the empty parking lot. There be someone out here. You pretty sure you're setting a new world record in the process? Be still faster. Just out of nowhere, well around your waist, bringing you to an abrupt stop. You struggle to free yourself, but it's no use.
And that's a strike.
He carries you, begins screaming back to where you started.
I hope this is just as embarrassing for you as it is for me.
Seems like the worst idea ever. The man's made it very clear you have no choice in the matter. I do like how, like, completely relatively helpless you are, because he understands how to use his powers, and you're just, like, faking it. Yep. What's your name? If I'm thinking this is a abduction situation, we need to exchange names, make this less impersonal. Can I at least know your name?
You'll know it when the time is right.
Glances at expensive looking watch.
Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours. I don't intend to be here when it does.
I mean, none of these are what I'm actually wanting to ask. I want to ask what he means by stalling. You're the one with the fucking, like, everything in this situation. Schedule?
We kind of keep you alive to the end of the night.
Once the car door gestures towards it, you see no point delaying the inevitable, so you get in. The door locks behind you. The block is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. Wait, okay, wait. I have a question, you guys. What the fuck is that? Is that shirt as fuck looks to me like a vampire's reflection? Are they trying to say this guy's been a ghoul the whole time? Because he definitely does not seem like it. Mayonnaise on that. Did I die?
It depends on your definition of death. Listen, I realize you have many questions.
Oh, interesting. I thought they didn't.
Tomorrow, you will get some answers. But tonight, you need to do what I say. And right now, I need some quiet. Please.
This guy is way too demanding for his own fucking good. To confuse or protest? Stay silent for the rest of the ride. More questions bubble up to the surface. One of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? Staring out the window, hard to focus, quickly lose track of where you're headed. Only till you haven't left Manhattan. Those Ferratu are so ugly, even like mirrors won't like accept their image. Another underground parking. It's featureless, empty. Car stops, the man opens the door for you.
We're here.
Wait, the Sombra? The chick from Overwatch? Boop! And walks to a nearby door, opens it, and motions for you to get in.
Go on in. Make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry again, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answer.
Behind the door is a small room. No window, just a simple bed. Single light bulb hanging. You drove me to a prison cell? Okay, if this is the like vampire recruiting drive, they suck at this. Can I just say that officially? Officially? The fridge is humming away in the corner, made by a rattling AC fan in the wall. Yeah, I'm not staying here. This is like super not bougie. Yeah, that's not happening.
Are the lodgings not your liking? Too bad. The room is your best chance of staying another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation. It is not entirely your fault. Cooperate, and you might still make it.
These guys suck at exposition.
You will learn more tomorrow. For the time being, get in and get cozy.
He gestures inside the room. Well, we already know we can't run from him. Yeah, but they said that this was like turning me was the payment of some debt. I would think they would try at least a little bit to like keep me from dying. Step inside. Stranger nods.
Good night.
Glass door behind you. It looks very sturdy. Over the fridge, little plastic bag there filled with red liquid. No label. Tomato soup? Feels sick to your stomach. Best to leave it for now. Down on the bed. Simple mattress on a metal frame. At least it's not too filthy. Think back to how this evening began. This investor. See friends of the dark stranger who picked you up at the restaurant. What happens now? Unable to write an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. Usually decide to give in. Exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested. Do vampires have to sleep? For some reason I was rather under the impression they didn't. But I could very, very, very easily be wrong. And granted, I wouldn't necessarily know that. Oh, derp. This does not feel like daytime to me. Although I guess that's the point. Flashback to the waiter's tattoo. The bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this? Bit him? Drank his blood? And it tasted good? What if you could never go home again? You are so tired. Our body tenses up one last time. Before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up. Oh, interesting. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't quite feel like sleep, or like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged. The lamp is still on. AC still rattling. Refrigerator still humming. You can look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. Maybe you died. Breath is gone. You feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that. You're certain about one thing. You're hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need or somewhere in your abdomen, especially your chest, throat, and the back of your head. You open the fridge and the bag is still there. Take a closer look at it. If it's soup, then the color and texture are off. Pull the cork out and take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. I don't know if cork is actually the word you use for that. Holy shit. It's bagged of blood. The smell is faint. Some situations in the past where you found it nauseating. But now it's no, it's enticing. Now of course, like again, feels wrong. But right now, if cannibalism is wrong, you don't want to be right. Zul Jin was right. It tastes like shit. It's coppery, thick, clings to your tongue and the insides of your mouth like a film of dirt. You swallow hard regardless. The taste is foul. Somehow, you kinda want more of it. They gave me poison blood? You get the second sip, sucking the blood out of the bag. Feel something pull on your insides. You double over. Want to barf? Instinctively cover your mouth, looking for a place to vomit. Where you find it, a dark wet wave washes over your hands and fingers. There's the floor splattering in huge thick drops. You keep heaving for a moment longer. Nothing is coming out. Not blood, not bile, not even spit. But still, something in your body wants to push it out. Push it all out, every last drop. What is again, I don't know enough about Vampire the Masquerade to understand why she would be rejecting blood. You recover and wop droplets of regurgitated blood off of your dress. You hear the lock click and see the door open. Sitting there's the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again. That predatory look. Like a hawk on a hunt. But somehow more relaxed tonight. So like a tame talk, maybe? Another one again.
Good evening. How,
There's the splatter, your red hand, and the sick look on your face. Barely contains a smirk.
oh, is the catering unable to satisfy your exquisite taste? Apologies.
I absolutely offer him a fucking drink. You can't tell me you can drink this? Takes the bag off your hand and pours all of his contents into his mouth. He closes his eyes, theatrically savoring the taste. He opens them. A few seconds later, he looks sharper, energized.
Not all of us are picky eaters. Come, your place to be. I should have some water and a towel in the back of the car so you can clean yourself up.
I did not realize this voice would be going on this long when I picked it. Car's humming in the empty parking lot just outside, or the cramped room you've spent the day in. He motions to it politely, with a stern look on his face. The car is your only option. At the street and rush to the driver's door, go open the car and reach for the keys. A strong, firm grasp on your shoulder makes you back violently. Go into the cold concrete out of the car. Ah! Holy shit! He produces a sharp piece of wood from his pocket and slams it into your chest. Sharp pain that makes your muscles tense, paralysis, and a feeling of all-encompassing exhaustion. Backing out. You can see the trunk of the car opening, and the trunk closing with your body inside. The last thing you sense is the engine starting, and you're wrapped in all-encompassing nothingness. You drift into oblivion. I wonder how much of the game we just skipped? I didn't mean to. You know what? I'm gonna find out real quick. gotta know. I gotta know right now. Do, 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 do. Does that scene definitely went a different direction than if I had played along? It auto-saved on me? What a jerk! Wow. Stranger is there, just taking his hand, and more people, many more, all staring at you. You look down, your clothes are ripped around your sternum. It's your chest, and you realize there's a gaping hole there. Your broken ribs and the flesh around them. The nightmare is going strong.
Get up.
Stand up. 2 dozen faces observe your every move. Your waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. None of them are acknowledged by the people they're attending. The guests are well dressed, mostly. Unclear why they've gathered here. No one seems particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls. The atmosphere is polite, almost unnaturally so. Something about everyone's eyes makes it abundantly clear. They are here for you.
I think the fledgling is ready to take your questions, Prince.
Prince? You look at the stranger who the stranger was addressing. You expect a man, but it's somewhat a... Oh, that's cool. Interesting they would still use prince and not princess. Whoa. This is plain looking. This is plain looking. I disagree. I would look to steer my plane down her runway, if you know what I'm saying. So it would seem. What dear? Good evening, child. Good evening, miss.
You are the dressing Prince of New York City, Helena Panad, child of Michaela.
Okay, that makes sense. That's the sheriff. Thank you, my sheriff. But I am quite capable of introducing myself. She doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still, the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over all of these people. How much is clear? You shall address me as Prince, child. I am told you have proven to be quite a burden to our dear sheriff. Good year this night. And after being relatively cooperative the night before, too. Whatever got inside your head? Hushed voices fill the room. One of the faces catches your eye. It's a beautiful woman. Oh, I bet this is the woman from the cover. Curly, almost blood red hair, the dress to match. You see her leaning to some bespectacled man. See you briefly, but with interest. Who calls herself Prince, glances around the room expectantly. Whispers cease. I don't even get to answer? Squeeze me? We have already heard all we need to hear about your behavior. But there's one thing only you may know. Your sire, the person who brought you, where Cordelia picked you up last night. Who are they? Yeah, but what's a sire? I don't have a king. Sire? What do you mean? Your patron, the one responsible for introducing you into our society. Or, or at least that's the way it should be under normal circumstances. I would very much like to know who they are. Indulge me. You find it impossible to decline? Even her voice makes you want to please her? You hear yourself speak? An entrepreneur? Acquaintance of my boss, I think? Good looking, pale eyes, and some gray in his hair? Charming, abusive, cold son of a bitch? It is interesting how all of the princes, and maybe it's because they are Ventura, but all of the princes really, really, really rely on like low levels of mind control in order to just get people to obey them. Stop yourself from saying more. Realize there's really not much more to talk about. A nagging thought enters your mind. How the prince persuade you with such ease? Well, Kadir, does this sound familiar?
No, it is not. At least not familiar enough. We will continue the search once we're done here. I do like Kadir way better than the prince from Bloodlines. Okay. Basically, all I want to do is please her at this moment. That's what they've been saying. Talk to someone at the restaurant. Did he? That is interesting. I do hope the proprietor won't stay mad at us for losing one of it. Oh, he did die? It's almost like he knows the waiter's fate, still bothering you, and takes pleasure in pointing it out. I will investigate it later. What shall I do with the fledgling, friends? Okay, these up at the front, these things, these almost look like swords in the foreground of like a Japanese movie. I think they're supposed to be like, I'm pretty sure that's an empty easel. But I feel like there should be like scene of an army moving, and these are just stuck in the ground on a hill. The camera is panning past. What is your recommendation, my sherry? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another, with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. Interesting, because that was very much not their tradition in Bloodlines. I am eager to do my duty. Stay your hand for a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. He relaxes a bit and closes his eyes. The prince leaves the main showroom. About 6 people follow her out. We're about to ask this Kadir all that talk of tradition. Really? You can't figure it out? Guys, my character is dumb. Sophie. Sheriff? I was wondering, could I have a word with the fledgling? Who is for? She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. There can only be one verdict given the circumstances. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. You said he wanted to, though. I already have. Which is Wilp's insult. Hey, I have a 3rd strike still. Do not use one's fledgling beast speaking up in a moment of terror, justification for heeding the voice of your own. Hypocrisy suits you ill. That grabs his attention. His face is hard to read, like several emotions struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, resolve. Damn you, Langley. His eyes flare with contempt. 5 minutes, and not a moment longer. Oh, wow, he storms?
Little sheriff is angry? Am I not paying you enough attention? Is that what's going on? Am I just not giving you any attention at all? Just not giving him any attention at all? This is a cat? Storms out of the room the way you came. You're left with the showroom with the woman in the red dress. So it's interesting. Women in red dresses are always trouble. In the Matrix, they were trouble. In Near Automata, they were trouble. In Tales of Arise, they were trouble. You aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow. Well, fledgling, you managed. Is that her voice? Well, fledgling, you managed to get under Kadir's skin. Not an easy feat. You're in a precarious position and in need of allies. You're lucky I've decided to attend this meeting tonight. Can you tell me what's going on? I'm so confused. Please tell me you're here to explain what the hell is going on. I am. Let me cut straight to the point. Last night, you became a vampire. Wait, what? Oh, yes, I am well aware how ridiculous that sounds, but it's why we have other nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire, the fact remains. The beings called vampires, you're looking at them, they're us, they're you. You glance around, guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Most of those glasses of wine? No, not wine. The right thickness, not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. Okay, I'm an artist. You can't draw a blank. It's impossible. Makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank the blood last night. There's no denying it. And your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire? Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins putting everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. Your voice keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat? Yeah, this sounds a lot like what my reaction would be. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir could deliberately keep you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you'll be cut down, as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. You're in hot water after Kadir's account of your behavior thus far. The society values docility. Hey, I had 3 strikes. I'm taking a huge risk if I speak out for you, but I'm willing to take you under my wing. If you swear fealty to me, I'm not making this offer lightly. As your Patreon, I'll take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you. So is this like a kinky discipline thing? Because I could get into that. Yeah, what happens if I agree? You survive, hopefully, or not. You'll have to swim. I'm giving you a chance, not a guarantee. But you take me as your patron. I will guide you in this new reality, and you will assist me like a child would a sire. She doesn't know what children and sires are? Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. Seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking over to you, glowering. When you hear the verdict has to be spared, I will intervene. Remember my condition? She flashes a sad smile to Kadir, who does not smile back. Sheriff's immaculate suit, now complemented by a curved oriental-looking metal scabbard, fastened with a colorful sash. Okay, so definitely an easel in the foreground, not just a bunch of swords just sitting there. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating, first and foremost. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of the New York City, Camerilla, gathered here tonight. I've made my decision regarding this fledgling. As you are keenly aware, each night we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. I had 3 strikes? I feel like Kadir lied to me. The whelp's behavior since being embraced has been disagreeable, and that does not bode well in becoming a valuable member of the society. Although I acknowledge some of the council's divergent opinions on this. She takes a look specifically at one of the people who's left the room before, a shy-looking man whose skin has a somewhat healthier tone. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate. I declare that while their embrace might be their sire's responsibility, in their absence, the progeny shall be the one punished. Well, that's a really stupid response. I wonder if you can be spared if you act docile the whole time. I'm guessing no, you still have to end up going with her. The sentence is final death. Be resolved presently. Kadir? Hear a scraping sound. The sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It's a beautifully detailed blade. You expect it must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up.
Who else? Bottom of the ninth.
I did never leave my quiet mumble is audible to no one but you. His eyes meet yours, with a hint of sadness in his countenance. Quickly vanishes, gives way to grim determination.
And he's out of bats.
You will. I love the game. Just like, yeah, this is where you have to say it. It's interesting that that's even an option. I want to check something here real quick. I'm going to start a new one and rush back to there. I think I just love my name is Amanda. I just want to know if I go through and I'm docile the entire time and then don't say anything, will they still kill me? I'm kind of curious about that. Okay, I was selecting options that whole time. I didn't mean to. But I don't think any of them matter until now, so I'll just click here. Yep. We're just gonna go through this very quickly. Let's just go ahead. Okay, so we're up to here. Oh, I can't be nice. I'm probably reading this since I haven't seen it before, but oh well. Okay, so I didn't miss too much. Alright. Got a pizza by quarter New York City? Unless you found what happened on your way here?
Interested informant was chosen to remain anonymous at this time to be off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of the domains. Investigating, I found them gone, but these fledgling remained in their place. Selection made for a private lounge at the Bitin. Just this one sire had plenty of resources to spend. They apparently also well connected. I lost track of them. Despite some reservations, she offered little resistance, hoping on her way to the safe house. I was pleased to not have the force of compliance. Opening the door to the safe house tonight, being by the most disturbing sight of regurgitating blood. Clearly the bag supply of the fridge was not to her liking. It is not an elegant sight, but that hardly matters, I suppose. Moving on. A quick chat, wishing to appear post-haste, I urged her to join me. She did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. In a drive, she showed her fangs, metaphorically speaking, posturing as if we were equals, insulting me when it did not work. Refrain from causing her physical harm, I expect her ego may be a bit bruised. Story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight.
Alright. Okay, we'll go ahead and this seems to be the same. Is it faulty? A short while before the prince hears our counsel, I hurried with his blade to listen. Hey, cats, please. Scooch, scooch, scooch a booch. Scooch, scooch, scooch a booch. Continue scooching. Oh, interesting. So no matter what, they call you disagreeable, even when you aren't? With her wounds wet, she looked at you expectantly. Sick to despair? You're dead? She confirmed as much? And now you're expected to become a slave? Your life is over? That's all there is to it? This nightmare is? It's time for it to end? It's all just a bad dream? If you to wake up? Okay, yeah, even when you're like super good? A little disappointing. The strength is uneasy sleep, endless void of nothingness. Endless void of nothingness. That's sad. I mean, on the one hand, it makes sense that they might, no matter. It is annoying that she says that I'm disagreeable, even when I was like the best I could possibly be. Okay, back to. Oh, I never even saved. Just like you're done. You make your choice. Spare me, please. Don't make me beg, goddammit. Prince, if I may ask you to stay this your hand for a while. Kadir looks at the prince. In response, still hanging above you, going to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction. He's quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The bored elites suddenly look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but intrigued by the unexpected twist. What a twist! The prince nods. I'm still mad that they described this woman as plain. Like, what the spaghetti-eating fuck? That's a technical term, by the way. Well, let's hear it. Sophie, a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. I mean, you know what? That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't dream of it. I'm a good person. I would never take advantage. My prince? My prince? While traditions are clear, I believe the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. The fledgling is a burden. With proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection. Yes, I am willing to give them a chance, and willing to let the entire domain prove to their domain they can be adhered to our expectations. I'll take nothing less than their full cooperation, naturally. Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two, a hush just behead the fucker, some surprised exclamations of suppressed? Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, some surprised exclamation of surprise. Well, yes, that makes sense. That is how those words work. Silence. I ask all of you to make note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor. but another have to be enforced even more firmly instead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things, and their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain of the responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, but I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. I feel like silence is the way to go. I feel like she would just be like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm going to... Your tensions are high. It's real to listen to strangers discussing your death. Or second death, apparently. It's for the best. Let Sophie handle this alone and not interject. I have no idea how to handle this. Eyes wide shut. I love that reference. The prince looks at you as if weighing your worth. It's another good measure of the room, and then she speaks again. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known, Sophie Langley, the clan of the Rose, will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Miss Langley take full disruption for them, and the full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camerilla, substantially so. Look, that tradition is like super dumb though. I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, look at your kitty. Oh, look at your kitty. Oh, look at your kitty. Hey, Melby. Look at the kitty. Up, kitty. You're putting a lot of weight on my head. I still have nothing in my dictionary. Can I click on some of these words or something? Like, it's weird. This dictionary sucks. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Yeah, no, don't backtalk. We're still on thin ice. Raka? I was just bitching about that. Welcome to the Camerilla, Raka. These are sect of vampires, but are primarily maintaining the masquerade. Now, this evening proved to be more eventful than I anticipated. With the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. I know what these... It's weird. Like, the definitions are so short. Like, if you're going to have me go to a dictionary for something we've all already figured out, it should say something I haven't already seen. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who could not make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before you return to your duties. Seriously? This is gonna be the head of the society?
Of course, Prince.
He shoots you a side glance that doesn't leave much room for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. If need be, you will be punished. I like punishment. Well, Raka, I think we both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new fruitful partnership. She raises her hand. She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concierges, who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guest glasses. A visually handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. This is actually why I can't be a real vampire. What if I'm in the middle of a stream and they call a meeting? Like, I don't want to leave you guys. You guys are important. Memory of throwing up in the safe house still fresh in your mind. The idea that could happen again, almost enough to reject the drink altogether. But there's no denying that you want it. Need it. I remember what Kadir said about your misadventure before getting in the car. Some of us have a more delicate palate than others. Try to take a small sip, s'il vous plaît. See, I've taken French. I know how to say that. He pours it into 2 tall glasses. Really wait until he hands you the drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood and you're certain that that's what it is doesn't phase you at all this time. So we'll just take a sip. And the taste is as foul as before. You're tempted to down the whole glass in one go. You wait before taking a second taste, and you're glad that you did. A feeling like heartburn signals you can't keep it down. You spit it back inside the glass. Sophie looks on, intrigued. I am not surprised. New York caterers have a very bourgeois idea of what good blood should taste like. Well, you just need to keep trying. At Sophie's request, concierge serves you 3 other variants of the blood. First was horrible and indigestible as before, then you got back in the glass within moments of tasting them. I love how, like, snooty I am about this. No. You call this blood? Did this come from a weasel? Before the third try, I was ready to throw the glass at the wall in frustration, but finally, this one's different. Instead of mud and decay, a surprisingly rich bouquet of tastes. You feel blissfully at ease, and Sophie takes notice. Ah, there it is. Jacob, dear, would you kindly let us know who the donor was? Leave the bottle, please. Concierge nods and leaves again. You take another sip, and another. You empty the glass, a dull feeling in your stomach as your head starts subsiding. But you still want more? So he pours you another glass and refills hers. She takes a sip. You have a curiously specific taste. Is it the clover notes, trace of caffeine, or the bittersweet aftertaste of melancholy? That is something, actually, that a lot of, like, wine companies will do. They'll be like, oh yeah, this is brewed with, this is, like, fermented with despair. I'm like, the fuck? Tastes nothing of the kind, but it doesn't matter. It's tasty, but not as delicious as it was last night. Not as intoxicating. There's a silence the hunger somewhat, though. Drinking blood puts you at ease. It's a strange realization. Then Chica comes back with a small card with Sophie. Quick look and passes to you. It's someone's medical details. Office worker, male, Caucasian, 32 years old. Blood type, AB, RH positive. See, that once again, I work in the medical field. I know what RH plus means. I have to imagine at least some number of people that would play this would be like just RH plus. They wouldn't know that it's so. Basically, that's a way of saying like AB positive. RH is Oh, I forget what the R stands for. The H, I believe, is hemoglobin. I forget what the R stands for. Blue eyes, brown hair, no history of substance abuse, New Jersey native. Might one of these details be what makes the difference? Now that we've picked the right bouquet for your palette, these documents should be useful in identifying your exact taste. Should they be ORH positive or Josie boys? She does not look like someone who would say Josie. But I believe you have no more questions, no? We should start with those related to sustenance. How much do I have to drink? And can I avoid killing people? I feel this hunger continuously. How much do I have to drink to make it go away? The sad reality, it will never go away. It's basically like being on a diet your whole life. I feel that. No matter how much you drink, you will always be tempted to have more. Unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. But that's a one-way road to losing your humanity. Best to start just taking a single sip from a vessel. Be prudent. Hot. Fresh blood will be more satiating than most anything they serve in a fancy glass, but it can make you more voracious. Yeah. As to how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky and will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. Tomorrow, take you hunting and we'll explore this topic further. The blood that you have tonight should be enough to keep you happy for now. Well, hi, kitty. You're a kitty. Sometimes I wonder if my cat just thinks I'm a dumbass. I don't agree to that. Little shit. Yeah, what do you expect of me? Now that I'm working for you, what are my responsibilities going to be like? It's a bit more complicated than working for me. I wish for a servant, there are easy ways to achieve that than risking the prince's chagrin at Elysium. Where vampires gather without fear of harm, court functions in Elysium are strictly kept apart from mortals. Oh my god. I was just complaining about how there was no, I'm wondering if there'll just be a scroll, or is this all that there'll be? Cat, stop. I can see potential in you that would have been wasted if I hadn't spoken up. Not to mention it would pain me just to sense this final death. You'd always have cats. Okay, sorry. That said, I will require you to defer to me in all things, but being a mentor and superior also means I'll treat you as a loyal retainer and understudy. With me, you can go far. Without being my proper guidance, become a clear danger to the masquerade. That's why, with your sire gone, Prince wanted you out of the picture too? Man, I'm gonna start calling her just the exposition dump, because that's all she's doing. She's taking a big old dump on our exposition. Concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude. Sophie gives him with a polite smile, then leans into her, whisper into her ear. You know that the gallery is now almost empty? I am being told the gallery is just about to close. We will have quite a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. You have a jalopy? I'm sorry, you do not look like you should be driving a jalopy. This girl should be rolling like Pendergast. If you get that reference, I like you. Now she puts on the Tiffany negotiation towards her favor. Her words are like honey, and she makes it impossible to take your eyes off her. You are under her spell, momentarily. Okay, that is not how mirrors work. The mirror's angled so the driver can see out the back window. I would not be looking at her. I have an issue with this. I got a confession to make. This is bullshit. Cat. Now scooch. I know you're excited to see me, but I'm not going away for like 5 days at a time anymore. So you can calm down. Continue scooching. Sophie leads you to Xervia's Sil Rolls Royce. Okay, I was actually thinking a Rolls Royce when I said you shouldn't be driving a jalopy. This is not a jalopy. I sit in the back. The chauffeur, broad shoulder. Also, why is she sitting up front with the chauffeur instead of hanging out with me? I thought we were friends. Yeah, fucking move. Where did we leave off? Yes, I believe I started telling you a bit about our customs. The other prince refer to our traditions. Chief amongst them is the masquerade. Oh, interesting. I actually have not seen this before. The tradition of the core framework of governance. First tradition, the masquerade. I shall not reveal thy true nature. Second tradition, the domain. Thy domain is thine own concern. All others owe thee respect while in it. The third tradition, the progeny. Thou shalt only sire with permission of thine elder. The fourth tradition, the accounting. Those thou create are thine own children. Their sins are thine to endure. Fifth tradition, hospitality. Honor one another's domain. Without the word of acceptance, thou art nothing. Sixth tradition, destruction. Thou art forbidden to destroy another of thy kind. The right of destruction belongeth only to thine elder. As you might have gathered from us assembling at the niche gallery after closing time, our comings and goings and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see why you wouldn't want word of the vampires to get out. Do not advertise our existence. Allow myths and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts, so the vast majority of the kind, we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. Say, is that one television show about the vampire angel so popular? Sophie doesn't have a TV? You shake your head and she shrugs and continues talking, being a bit more dejected than before. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up in the rational minds 21st century humanity, today much of our interactions with mortals. Is your driver a vampire too? So, if it's such a secret, is your driver's a vampire as well? Oh, dear Gregory? No, not a vampire. Although he is a loyal servant and as such is trusted not to blow our secrets left and right. You'll realize with time that such help is welcome. Gregory watches over me during day hours. Sunburns are kind, which is why we take our rest when it rises. It's more akin to being dead than asleep, as I'm sure you've already experienced. But not everything you've heard about vampires is true. More folk-related threats are just legends or occasionally a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water. Even though religious symbols don't repel us, those abilities uniquely pure and goodly. Take through the heart, though. That's something to avoid. They don't destroy, but they do paralyze. Do you not see my dress right now? You're familiar with that sensation, I'm sure. I do like her. You see your points that close wound in your chest? The tattered clothes where the stake entered are more of a reminder of your defiance at this point than any pain or discomfort is. For a second, you expect your heart to beat faster, but then you remember that's not going to happen. Well, it's just another reason to have somebody like trusty old Gregory, making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many, many enemies, and they often know that their advantages lie with daylight. So it's good to keep human friends? I figured that would be avoided. In moderation, and best if they don't know your true nature. Also, I would say subordinates are useful, but friends? I haven't had one of those in many years now. Oh. I was thinking we might, Our little sect has social interactions aplenty, but you don't really encourage friendships. Alliance of convenience, be broken at whim. Yeah, that's more like it. Punk rock and the Rocker Boys. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camerilla, but we're a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyalty to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. Friends must remain at a distance. Just a priority at best. Maintain the masquerade and thrive as the years pass. With age comes authority, and with that comes influence and power. If you wish to reach for them. She seems to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. And what I've learned tonight is I need to go get something to drink. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't usually stop stream to go and, get drinks or anything, but I'm like reading 100% of the time right now, and my throat is parched. So, after these messages, I'll be right back.
Sword and shield and tears that never fall, but run through the heart washed away by the darkest water. The world is peace.
Malby, you should pay attention. Stream ended because I was like super parched for talking for 2 hours straight, and I needed liquid in my mouth. No, you're not. No one plays D&D after 10 p.m. I'm such a brat. Still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Many questions swarm your thoughts. The one you keep returning to is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You're in the city in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. Oh wow, the Radio City Music Tower. And that one broken stoplight that never does anything but flash yellow. Yeah. Stream is definitely not ending, not for another almost 2 hours. I just was really like, ah! It was no good. I didn't like it. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? Is it another parking lot room? Don't be ridiculous. Not a silent fledgling and Coteries stern grip anymore. And even he wouldn't hold you up there any longer than necessary, I think. Anyway, come upstairs. She leads you through the small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with a good evening. Take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the room to door 209. Inside are all the amenities you expect from a modern apartment, and some you wouldn't have deemed necessary, including thick blinds for the... Okay, that makes more sense now, though. That is a good question for anyone that knows. Like, how much sunlight is needed to kill a vampire? You know, if I'm a vampire and I don't get rid of Bucket Opera, and Bucket Opera, like, you know, walk through the blinders, and just little spots of sunlight get through, what happens? The back room has a comfortable looking bed and a thick steel door with separately sturdy looking locks, but no windows. That makes yeah, don't trust blinds. Definitely have a place where you can be like, I'm absolutely safe here. Well, how do you like it? Oh, my voice just like died there. If this is great. Yeah. Okay. Wanted to really give it a college try on the cough? I swear, I need to go do that by the bathroom at some point and just spit that. I keep like coughing up phlegm, but then I have nothing to do with it, so I swallow it again. I think it's just like. Tomorrow, I'll take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. Keys are by the television set. I'll come by to pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors just in case. It stings a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly becomes a few shades dimmer. Inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing. No regular food either. It feels strange that Kadir can be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only that respect. You wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. I mean, she did just give us blood. Nothing else to do? You lie on the couch with the TV playing in the background for company? Ah, Columbo. Now, if I was a vampire, I would be like twitching so much. I mean, I twitch a lot anyway, but I twitch sometimes during the day. Kojak reruns. President of the United States got himself in serious trouble again. The United States got himself out of trouble again. Is this multiple days going by? Why don't start yelling at each other about things that seemed a little less insignificant just 2 days ago? Or drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversations and worldview-shattering revelations? How many more will you finally understand what happened to you? What you're supposed to do now? Keep coming back to the life you left behind? The people you should contact? And the things you want to pick up from your apartment? You wonder if you'll have the chance for either? I start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift to cold sleep last night. You settle into the back room, but it's comforting. The lack of windows. No, if I'm a vampire, the lack of windows is more comforting. The light bulb on. You realize it's the closest you'll ever come, staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. This screen freaks me out so much. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades, and you take the plunge into darkness again. Sinking, sinking, sinking. It's interesting to have a rest button. That I don't know why it exists. Because I can't do anything but press rest. Oh, is there actually a gameplay element to this? Hunger is at the heart of the vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast, take over in its desire to feed. Overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade, while sustaining what humanity you have left. Coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker blood frame around the screen, like the one you see now. The gross is an indicator. It may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers, or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. When it reaches the maximum level, you have a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, high hunger may block off some choices. You should be able to see after pressing continue. And, okay, that's cool. So at least you know that there's something there. If you're hungry, you need to feed. If you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. You'll need to keep the hunger at bay, to uphold the masquerade, and survive the nights that await you. This is a cool mechanic. I like this. You open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. The Solia metal door is closed. Normally, you'd stretch for a bit. On some mornings, you'd probably throw the quilt over yourself and snooze a moment longer. But that was before. When you woke up now, you're fully conscious. No grogginess. Nothing weighing you down. Snagging need in the back of your head. Hunger? Not severe as last time, but unmistakably there. I mean, that's apparently as large as it gets for what you said before. You get up and open the door to the main room. 9:04 p.m. I'm surprised. I figured I'd wake up at like 7. The clock on the TV shows you the time. 9:04 p.m. Over the blinds and retract them cautiously. Only light coming is from New York City's artificial nighttime luminescence. It's gonna be what your waking hours are gonna look like now. You miss the sunlight already. You're just walking out of the apartment, doing this out by yourself, going back to the memory of Kadir's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. Maybe sticking around isn't that bad an idea after all. Jumping channels around for half an hour. There's just streaming services. Almost as if the universe has a sense of humor. There's true blood in the flood of recommendations. Oh, that's nice. She rings the doorbell. She doesn't have to do that. She has a key. Good evening. Did you sleep well? I mean, it's not exactly sleep, right? I suppose it isn't. Some say it's more like being dead. We wouldn't know, would we? You should reflect on it anyway. Accept that this is who you are now. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself, your blood, its desires, and its power. We begin tonight. You're hungry, yes? Sure you are. The kind always is. There's only one remedy, the blood. The drinks we had yesterday at Elysium are not the usual way to slake your thirst. Oh, good, yes. Catch me up on your adventure. You have to repair a flying turtle ship. What's wrong with it? And are you a mechanome? Predator and prey then? That's very grim. I know what you feel. I remember the notion. Will inevitably grow beyond it. You need blood to thrive. There's many ways to take it. Some more humane than others. Oh, I've never actually played Spelljammer. Not one time. Although, apparently I'm supposed to be mad at Wizards of the Coast now. For actually working with the Pinkertons. So maybe I shouldn't be excited about Spelljammer. Not that we know that's what it is, but it's reversible, so I'm going to try and fix it well enough to use it to stop a civil war underwater. Wait. Is King Triton going up against Ursula finally? I don't know a lot about it. I just saw a thread. Yeah, that's kind of like the very, very brief gist I got is that the Pinkertons were an absolutely horrible company in the 40s, and I'm like, bruh, that's 170 years ago. Like, I do think it's a little fucked up that they still use the same name. Like, I would have rebranded a long time ago. But still, it is a little weird to just like, oh yeah, they did something shitty 170 years ago. I know what you feel. Okay, there we go. You'll find that drinking moderate amounts of it regularly will keep the hunger thirst for the beast away. You might think yourself monstrous, but there's a balance to be found. I have not read every one of them. I've read a lot of them. I read some of them. I've read a few of them. The kiss gives kind pleasure. Remember from your own embrace. Some can even become addicted to the sensation. If you do it right, they tend to misremember your feeding. Oh, I'm sorry. You had to work at Walmart? That's actually a question. What is the worst job you ever had? Mine... Okay, I don't even know if this one counts. There was this really shitty job that, like, misadvertised what it was. And I remember the training was, like, a promo call. And then they were just like, okay, now start making calls and try and, you know, make money for us. And I'm like, this isn't what I agreed to do. And I just left. Like, I'm not doing this. After all, vampires do not exist. They're myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays. what do you do in the Gap changing rooms? That actually sounds like it might be fascinating, although also terrifying. Because I know people don't take care of other people's stuff. I've heard horror stories about like people pooping in changing rooms. That's why the masquerade's so important. And even more crucial when you feel... Okay, how does loss prevention in the changing rooms work? If someone goes in there and puts on underwear, how do you know? How do you avoid being seen? Isolate your prey? Choose the right circumstances? To avert their gaze when they see a couple entwined in public? Love bites are easy to explain away? Okay, yeah, but how do you know? Like, they just take a whole bunch of clothes in there. How do you know the underwear isn't part of it? I would go in there and put on 18 pairs of underwear and just walk out with it. Some of us will keep willing herds, each individual kind who desire the kiss. Comes the higher risk these nights, so I'm not recommended to a nut kindred like yourself. Being in the same area repeatedly can be dangerous, but by branching out, you reduce the ire of another kindred whose domains you trespass. Lucky for you, New York City is more forgiving in that regard. Man, this is why I never shopped at the Gap. That is incredibly invasive. I would not be comfortable with it. Ah. Ow. New York is somewhat of a unique position. Many of its neighborhoods remain contested or unclaimed. Reason for this is a listen for another time, but let's keep the following in mind. Take opportunities to feed. They present themselves these upcoming nights. Jump cautiously and respect the masquerade. You should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. The busy street fills the air with traffic noise, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. Catch yourself? These people as mere sources of... I mean, yeah, they're cattle. Does it make you change of thought? Opens the door and gives his hat to you, gesturing to the back of the car. Why did she sit in the front? I will never understand that. He actually joins somewhat thin New York traffic, so busy in a way the biggest cities the world can be. Compared to the daytime commute, it's a pleasant drive. You barely have time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop. Among tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Alright, park the car, Gregory, will you? There's a lot of sexy paintings. That's a dingleberry. That's them hips. This actually looks like a Dead by Daylight killer. Hello, gotcha. Gotcha, man. Today is the happiest of Fridays because number one, I'm wearing a new shirt. It's very svet. I like it. Number two, I am home forever. Okay, not forever, because I did find out that my apartment complex has figured out that or is trying to sell the townhouses for a lot more expensive. They were kind of undervaluing how much a townhouse goes for. So they're jacking up the rent by like $300, except they can't jack up the rent by $300. That's illegal. So instead they were just like, yeah, we're not renewing your lease. Get out. We want to sell this thing for $1,500 a month. So, I'm going to have to, like, move by the end of July. But the good news is that it's by the end of July. So I have all of May, all of June, and all of July. I'm going to be going and, talking. So the good part about that is that I got a lot of warning, and I can go ahead and just move over closer to work. Because I've got a new job now. It's like 12 minutes away, but I can make it like 2 minutes away. First, notice an empty stage with instruments of a string quartet still in the back, and take in the few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seemingly concluded. The patrons, all smartly dressed and posh, have spread out all over the hall. So gotcha, we are playing Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. Real quick. We are playing this chick. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, it's shitty, and it makes me not really respect the company very much, or the, like, housing complex very much, but the timing is actually really good, because, like, I'm, you know, about 12 minutes away from work, and I like being right next to work, so I was half wondering if I should just move when my lease expired, but I'm lazy, and I wouldn't have, but now I'm being forced to do something I kind of wanted to do anyway. It actually is very, very, very similar to my SO sometimes, where she will be like, you keep whining about wanting to watch this series? Sit your ass down, I'm putting it on. Give me your phone. You're not going to be distracted. Watch this. I'm like, okay. Yeah, we're playing this girl. One of the things that annoys me about this game is that you can either play as the Ventru girl, or the Bruja, like, punk, or the Toreador artiste. And that's it. The characters are tied into the clan. So I had to play Ventru because I'm fucking playing the girl. Like, hello? We have found out that I'm suffering from picky eater syndrome. I will only eat certain blood. So we're trying to figure out exactly which blood is good blood for me. Sophie strides confidently inside, uses an invitation from her purse, then she flashes in front of a security guard. Look close and are let through without issue. Oh, is that a Ventru thing? I thought it was just me. Actually, I had a friend. We don't really talk that much anymore, but she actually had. It's a real thing, picky eater syndrome. I'll show you. I'll prove it. Because clearly, y'all think I'm lying to you. So yeah, yeah, it's called Avoidant Restricted Food Intake Disorder, ARFID. So yeah, what happened is that at the beginning of the game, like, our boss asked us to stay up for this consultant. This consultant was a vampire that turned us into a vampire and then said, okay, we're even. Like, apparently he was, like, cashing in a favor and then he just ditched. So, like, there's some interesting thing because that vampire didn't even want to do it. And so we don't really know why we were made into a vampire, under whose game we're playing, under whose fiddle we are swaying. Let's start easy. Something like this one would usually provide a challenge you to an inexpensive kindred. This evening, a small gift from your patron. I'm hoping to prove for you a willing vessel. When I told you about taking small sips, this one I have a soft spot for. Don't damage her. Now, let's see. Ah, there he. You said you had a soft spot for her? Do you know someone in the crowd? Flashes a heart-melting smile. Suddenly, even you feel drawn to her. You thought about before, but like clear for you in this moment. Sophie's beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel elated. Yeah, Ventures are just so into compulsion. Everyone in the crowd, especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. Oh, there's a kitty under the desk. 1 second. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How is your daughter? Is she with... Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl, come over, please. There's someone I'd like you to meet. I got a feed from a kid? Okay, good young woman. I was worried. I had a concern. I was like, this is not okay. A woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and partially faded purple hair dye. She doesn't fit this crowd. I get to feed from an emo girl? Best day ever! Julie, this is Raka. I think the two of you should get acquainted. Stop busy with your dad. Awfully boring stuff, I assure you. I'm positive you'll like each other. The girl gives you a sly smile and nods towards the balcony. You follow, somewhat unsure of what it is exactly. Sophie expects. Yeah, I was gonna say, what? Is she like what? You reach a secluded space from the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. You listen intently, and then laugh when she does. She saves you trouble figuring out the next step. Okay, that is not faded purple hair dye. That's pretty direct purple hair dye. That's the perps all over. I will never wear crosses as goth accessories. That's just where I draw the line. If you're with Sophie, then I guess you're, I mean, that, you know... Probably not an ong. They give the same vibe. The wrist to her lips and yourself theatrical nip. And she looks at you embarrassed, but also hopeful. What, you into that sort of thing? She blushes, looking down at the floor and nods. Could you? I mean, if you'd like, Miss Langley tells me She swallows, avoiding your eye, that I taste nice. This is actually a little bit hard for me. I think I've told you this story before. When I was in high school, my girlfriend at the time, was a cutter, and decided that she was a vampire and she was doing it to sate her thirst. But really, she just had very, very low self-esteem. I mean, of course I'm gonna drink from Julie. Been set up. Take her forearm in your hand. Oh, I like that little piano. Quick look around, confirms no one's watching. The security cameras cover this area. Surreal? Given her blood of her own volition? What about the masquerade? You need to ask Sophie? Tear away from her. Brief convulsion shakes you. Her smell? It's her smell? It's not right? The bliss the girl felt. Bitter is gone in an instant. She's disappointed. She looks at you unsure of what's the matter. Come back. Just have some more. Just a little bit more. Your thought makes you want to throw up? A little of her blood you've tasted? You shake your head? Aww. Will sniffs and starts crying. She faces Jack's sleeve and walks down the stairs. Sophie disperses, looking at her now. So just all hangs in the air. She's pretty, maybe even beautiful, but not your type. She did not taste like chicken nuggets. Edgar, dear, it was splendid talking to you, but you need to get going. Give Julie my best wishes. Gregory's waiting for you out front. It's only in the car that Sophie addresses you. So, how did it go? Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't stand the smell or the taste. How curious. There's Julie's blood to have some of the most exquisite, unique bouquets in the city. And trust me, I have refined taste. Well, if at first you don't succeed, perhaps you need to change of pace. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off. This time at Gregory. Flushing Meadows, please. Yeah, what did you do to the people back there? Sorry, dying? Those people back there? They were all entranced? Even I was under your spell. What was that? That old trick? It's just the blood doing my bidding? We all have talents. Some come from the legacy we inherit from our sire. Others could be learned with experience. I can sway people or make them fear me. I see more of the world in greater detail than some kindred. I can move my body to work, move in unparalleled precision and grace, and more. All these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt. So gotcha. How have you been? What amazing adventures have you been getting into? Tell me more, tell me more. Tell me you got your man. What are my powers? Time will tell. You discover them yourself. When we arrive, experiment. Get different things to try. Follow your instinct, your intuition. It will guide the blood. Oh, like I said, I am finally finished traveling. So I'm going to my actual center on Monday. It's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited. I don't know what it is about this camera. Like my arm looks so big. I'm so strong. I'm actually not. It's just like a weird perspective thing. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to get to the end of Arise, and I'm also trying to like finish. If you don't know, I had a beat of a problem. All my Dragon Age saves got like deleted. So back in February, I started replaying the series, and I'm almost finished re-clearing it. I'm in Dragon Age 3 right now, maybe like 40% of the way through. I need to finish it by next weekend. It's fine if you can disappear in plain sight, command animals with your mind, say those overt downs for the right place and time. Only takes half an hour to reach the park, this time of night. Both you and Sophie leave the car. Gregory left behind again. At a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. Sophie seems deep in thought, seeing the surroundings with a dreamy gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear. The stars just barely visible in the light blue aura of the city. me. She doesn't know that. She didn't program the game. I feel like having a snack myself. Be by the fountain. Go look at someone you're liking. The effects you can achieve with your blood. But only pick one victim. Just one. Then come back. Seeing how she seems not altogether here right now, I'd leave Sophie to her own devices and seek out your prey. From here, so you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll in the park, finding an isolated jogger or someone who can work mostly in one area might work better. Your say pavilion might work as a good spot. Skate park nearby. Worst case scenario, there's bound to be some unfortunate wino around. She's planning how to solve strange in the middle of the night. Weird act, way to be, but now that Weird Hunter prompts you to act. Victoria the Park seems the best. Look for a jogger that's isolated. I don't want a wino by the pavilion. That seems bad. The Beast is back. And again, the tennis court people won't be alone. Start walking. Park's many avenues must hold a good spot or two for a predator like yourself. Sue Suckerfield and circle around with the Fountain of the Beds. Once odd visitors with this spectacle. Coming across an opportunity. A woman, all duffel bag on her arm, is making her way through the park in a hurry. Doesn't even have noticed you yet. Yeah, I want to learn what my powers are. After Sophie did in the hall, she managed to focus the attention of the entire gathering on her. They taught over a single person. That could be doable. For a moment, you're thinking how an old guy in a hood should appear over your shoulder saying, "Use the force, Raka." It feels ridiculous. Wait. Something stirs within you. There's confidence and allure you might have had before, but that one's increased manyfold in this moment. 1 second, guys. Can't ignore the kitty for too long. That's cruel and unusual. Someone's eye, an unsure smile, almost in spite of herself, as she passes you by. Stop. She's tense, gripping her bag close but attentive. Lock onto yours. Slight smile is there again. Yeah? What is it? Most intuitively, there's a distance between you. She can't look away. She's unprepared for what follows. Move, you grab her and bite down. As resonates in her blood. Hot, excited, fast flowing. Up and relaxes. The duffel bag hits the ground. Bliss. Footsteps. Go over. She drops to the ground, barely conscious. The man is looking menacing at you.
I love beer.
We can love that.
What do you think you're doing? Barging on my turf like that, Lick?
Lick? What kind of slur is that?
Don't be cute with me. I know what you are. Shove that masquerade bullshit up your ass. Or tell me who you're with before my posse shows up we beat it out of you.
I'm with the Camerilla. See anything he tenses up? Soon the lassie look and bares his fangs.
You're with the ivory tower, cunsa.
I hate that word.
Well, tonight's my lucky night. I'm gonna fuck you up and bring you to Callahan. He'll have some fun breaking your shins, and maybe at the end of it, I'll get to have a nice long sip. I wonder what you taste like, Lick.
He does his best impression of Hannibal Lecter's. And a nice Chianti. How'd I do? How'd I do? It's not as intimidating as he thinks. I'm not getting into a fight with another vampire. Are you crazy? Charging it to the ground. Just for a bite, but you don't let him reach you. He's fast but pretty weak. Brawl takes a bit out of both of you. You hear heavy footsteps closing in. Like a snatch from over you. It's a tree, hard. Before he can recover, a sharp piece of wood pierces his chest. It's Gregory, Sophie's driver, who deals the blow. The limb is rendered inert. His eyes remain open. Does not move and does not protest when Gregory puts him over his shoulder. Oh, I don't have a voice for this guy.
Miss Langley is waiting for us. Come, before your snack wakes up.
Points to your victim. She's coming to and gives you a somewhat snarky smile. Brings you to a swift walk towards the Unisphere. How'd you get here so fast?
I was watching you from afar. Miss Langley asked me to watch out for you. She suspected you'd get into trouble.
I don't know what diabolery is. Unless you might have said too much. You're walking, somewhat embarrassed. Unisphere together, the hoodlum in tow. Two figures are visible near the sculpture, and a woman tangled in a passionate embrace. No, not exactly. It's Sophie, eating. This whole scene is set up so that it looks like a pair getting intimate in public. She pulls it off like she's done it 100 times before. It occurs to you that she probably has. Going, kitty? The man is unsure on his feet, and she lets go of it and leads him towards a nearby bench. She whispers something in his ear and leaves him. She nods to Gregory as you approach. You very much will. You'll be so confused when I come back home. Yeah, what is diabolery? And what do we have here? Does Kendrick give you trouble, Raka? You mentioned Callahan? Any bells? Shocked for a split second and recovers her regular countenance. Yes, I have. So them is Anarch then? Curious? Corona Park has not been claimed by any kindred last I checked. Would you like to oppose the tyranny of elders? Place yourself outside the secret society of the Camerilla? Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk and present him to Kadir tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this unbound's acquaintance. Right here's the staked vampire. Comes in the car's trunk like a mannequin. That gives you a sudden urge to touch your own chest, as you remember being treated the same by Kadir. The wound that was jetted just now is now almost gone. It's thinner scar tissue. The spot marks what was a hole in your sternum. It's strange a realization as last time. It's almost surprising you can just get away with casually throwing a sniff onto your car and driving away. Remember that Sophie has been doing this for far longer than you have. Well, at least in Bloodlines, like, itty wound that wasn't fatal would heal relatively quickly, like in a matter of like 10 minutes. Still, the nagging thought that anything you did tonight would be recorded on a CCTV camera, picked up by a rando after you use a smartphone and streamed online, fills you with dread. Hunting and using your abilities is dangerous business. The whole being a vampire thing has many caveats as it has perks. Caveat? Caveat is an anagram of Cav eats. Oh, interesting. Caveat is an anagram of vacates. Obviously, that isn't intentional, but it's cool and interesting. I like it. Turn off your headspace by Sophie's voice. That's very true. I will pick you up tomorrow night, same as tonight, and visit to Elysium, and expect you to accompany me. Plus, our friend in the back needs to be properly introduced to Kadir and the Prince. I'm sure I'll have some interesting things to say to the court. Her voice is cold, cruel, and nothing like the enchanting personality she's on the gallery earlier tonight. Well, yuck. Yeah, what's going to happen to him? Usual. Vacation by Kadir, probably in the basement of the gallery. Trial, with the prince in attendance if she's in tomorrow night. So execution as the verdict. I mean, I don't actually feel that guilty about it. Like, the dude was going to, like, break my shins. And tell me how your hunting went. In the hang of it, I would hope. I think so, yeah. I'm glad. Doesn't question you further. Seems distracted. Not at all there. Her thoughts drift to the car. The car remains silent until you reach your apartment. I wish I had a better idea of knowing which blood I could actually digest. I'll pick you up tomorrow evening. Good night. I've had a situation like this in the past, unknowingly. There's secrets that you pass on the streets without knowing their true natures. Your haven is just as you left hours ago. Sun will come up for some time. You feel tired. Man, no, I want to sit here and watch Twitch. Come on, game. Not in the mood for television. A few books on the shelf, the apartment, in languages you don't speak or sound like a boring read. You'll have to do but rest. Sit in the back room, lock the door. Won't have a decision. This time you turn the light off. Back to Julie. How many people in this city know about the Vampiric Society? How many of them are willing accomplices to sustaining it? Like him in the park? He's not Camerilla, then what is he? Are there independent vampires? How does that work? More questions? I'm wondering why there's ever going to be a night. Try to cross them off the list instead of I'm putting my cat with my foot. It's very important. And when you close your eyes, Well, I'm gonna be an octopus about this. Singing the now familiar void of nothingness. Greet you with open arms, like an old friend. Like, what is the screen for? You can't do anything on it. You can only press the rest button. You open your eyes. It's dark here, blackness of a coffin, drifting into the abyss. Oh, right, light. The switch, flip it. Your cramped room with a steel door and no windows comes into view. You emerge from the bedroom, fully awake, just like yesterday. However, Sophie's waiting for you. You see you on a sofa in your living room space. A book in her hand, The Melancholy of Resistance. The title sure on brand. Well, good evening, Raka. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I haven't been here long. I'm reminiscing about the time I called this my haven. The decor was much different, of course. I'm surprised you didn't knock on the door. I wonder if, like, we can be woken up. Come, I have an appointment. Save word Elysium would be called again tonight. And if your unruly friend, great opportunity for you to mingle. I don't have blood on the edges of my thing. Keeps talking. She walked downstairs and get in the car. Gives you a slight nod and a small smile while opening the door for Sophie. Starts the car when you take your seat in the back. Parliamentary Council represents the interests of the local kindred as the principal matters of law and rule. This is representative of each of the most prominent clans, actually favoring those of the Camerilla. Clans are allowed to report any issues to Primogen, not of their own clan. Most of the Primogen Council is bound to be there, at least those that usually attend. Probably some other important personalities you do well to at least learn about. How should I carry myself? You haven't told me if there's any savoir vivre. I hope that's how you pronounce that. I did my best. Kind of rules I should respect while talking to the other vampires. Knowing you're among your superiors is probably the most important. Society status comes with age. Pardon my sincerity, but you are insignificant. Not even associating with me can make the fact that you've been kindred for barely a few nights be forgotten. So, know your place, stay out of your superior's business, and show the utmost respect. Thanking the prince for sparing you. Maybe having a friendly chat with the Kadir publicly might show your gratefulness. Part of Camerilla now. I would suggest you make it sincere. At any rate, behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron? With a reputation to uphold in court, do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you. She might be protecting and teaching you. It's clear what she's really concerned about. I mean, it makes sense, though. We saw what happens if we don't take up her protection. We don't want to make things bad for her. Step into a hole of art. You have a bad memory. So you're here, your entire world has been turned upside down. Tonight, there's very little outward hostility. Yes, Kadir looks at you a look that's definitely not intended. That's definitely intended to remind you of your place. The prince also seems pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie. Raka? Did I get that right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there's someone else you wish to present to the court tonight? Yes, Prince. They will be joining us shortly. My sister is retrieving them presently. Dude, we told you what it was and you convened the thing? It has nothing to do with us. You're a dopehead.
This better be with the prince's time, Langley.
The prince gives Kadir a cold glance. Forgive the sheriff's harshness, darling. He's in a particularly foul mood tonight. Something to do with Raka's baguette eluding his grasp, I believe. That must have hurt his ego, even if his only reply is a crooked smile. Shave your sire, she grits your teeth in anger. Asshole, you with a curse and cut you off your career. Achieve your ambitions, offering little return so far. Remind yourself that defeatism will get you nowhere. Mindfulness, the here and now, is an opportunity. You'll make the most of it. Flaring up whispers in the gallery hall breaks you out of your thoughts. He enters the room, and the jumpsuit-clad inert vampire still staked on his jumpsuit-clad inert vampire still staked on Gregory's shoulder? I was like, wait, we staked his shoulder? What? Sophie's driver places his charge in the middle of the room, nods respectfully to the Kadir. The sheriff approaches the vampire, removes the stake from his chest. His eyes flicker to life, look around in disbelief. Like a corner animal, he backs out on all fours, going in circles so you realize he's trapped. Kadir steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor.
Well, who do we have here?
Oh fuck, oh shit, no, come on, don't!
Silence.
Sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. As if he's a primal force of nature. It's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shrivel in terror. He's inside you shrieks. You could swear it. When I saw the bees, I started looking for the blood splatter. In unison with the instincts of some of the other guests here tonight, like anything you experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as a vampire, really did go easy on you, all things considered. Seems like it takes all the hoodlum's willpower to crawl into a fetal position and start crying. No, please, don't hurt me, man, don't!
You and I would have a little talk downstairs at the prince's discretion.
Please, go ahead, my sheriff.
You are the prince. Get up, let's go.
He doesn't wait for confirmation. Just grabs the man, drags him, kicking and screaming out of the room. Conversations start around you, some whispered, some quite overt. I wonder how, considering the ongoing pseudo-war between at least the low-ranking members, I imagine this can't be that rare of an occurrence. So it's weird that they called a meeting over it. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, as wandering from art piece to art piece, really finding nothing to her particular liking. Torture in an art gallery? Don't you keep hearing nativity yourself? Power and violence have always been two sides of the same coin. Most of us are far too old to bother keeping up with appearances. Excuse me? Does a sip start you off? Splash off your palate, putting your tongue inside your cheek for nourishment. Your own devices, you have a quick look around. Prince is currently taken to a dark-skinned woman you recall seeing a few nights ago. Cold but noble countenance. Conversations used to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the bespectacled man, while Sophie on the night of your judgment. Make the rounds chatting up different patrons. You see. Oh yeah, I was going to wonder about the plain-looking man that apparently opposed killing me. Who's the man in the glasses? Yeah, this is. I've actually talked to the guy. I don't like it says confront. Not the guy. He's staring at you, most everyone in the room has. But it's how he does. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. What if I seclude in the gallery tonight? This guy's an entire corner of the room all to himself. Roach, he's standing alone with no glass in hand, a worried look on his face. Good evening, Mr. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that Ben Stiller? Larson. Or you can call me Robert. Either's fine. Why are you sitting here alone like this? I'm not usually liked around these parts, but you wanted to talk to me. Then again, you're new. You probably didn't know. I'm one of Prince Panhand's Primogen. I'm here on business in case the prince requires my insight. Usually it's so she can hear me out before ignoring me. Not sure if you were paying attention the other night when the prince mentioned diverging opinions on whether you should be executed. That was me. I was the diverging opinion. What was your reasoning? Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning? My reasoning? Just common sense. You shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered to boot. But, as Kadar loves to say, the traditions are clear. Listen, don't be rude. Appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Any vampires in this sect are in my position of prohibition to be some kind of a joke, you know? Talk to me, they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you. I kind of did give him a mouth voice, absolutely. It wasn't really intentional, but it fits him. I see a few of the kindred, shooting curious glances. Only a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle. Some of them already do, I imagine. Excuse me. I need to try and get a word into a few Parmesan members. Qatar returns. Enjoy your night. It's all you have. Hello, Nachoholic. Welcome. Nachoholic is actually someone that just kind of completely randomly followed me because I was just being absolute, like, going on a tear in a stream. Here's the thing about Raka you should know if you don't know already. I am way, 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 way more witty when I get to type instead of talk. When I can talk, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So I appreciate it. And now you have found me. A few things to know about the stream, a few things to know about me. First of all, if you look at the title, is the title still below me? I think the title is still below me. You will see play up in the front. I do two things. On Fridays and Sundays, I play games. So if you see play, come in, talk, hang out. I'm very, 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 very focused on talking to all of you. And actually, yes, Sister, I wasn't intentionally doing Sister of Instagram. I can definitely see that. I can definitely interpret that. However, during the week, I do a lot of esports casting. So if you see cast down there, and you come in and you talk to me, I'm going to have at least a 30-second delay on the stream. Oh, interesting. I have not heard of Awakening, other than Fire Emblem Awakening. I have a Switch, I don't have a PS5. Honestly, for me, now granted, I'm a special and unique snowflake. I have a really pretty heckin' good PC, so I've never bothered getting a PS5 or an Xbox. What are they on now? Xbox Super Mega? Because honestly, like 95% of the games that come out on... Oh, they are still on the Xbone? 95% of the games that come out on PS5 or on Xbone also come out on PC. Occasionally they're not optimized very well, but you know what? But for Switch has a lot of like console exclusives that come out. So I did buy a Switch. Also, I am a Switch, so it makes sense for me to buy one. Which is a critical look at the interests keep you company. We're thinking about who to pursue next. Sophie merged with a kindred in your element and not to be disturbed. But he hasn't come back yet. Well, I was advised to like thank the prince for sparing me. So let's go see if I can go talk to the prince. So this is Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. Friday nights I play through a lot of different stuff. Right now we're doing a playthrough of the entire Vampire the Masquerade series. We have played Redemption until I got sick of it and I stopped playing it. We have played through Bloodlines, and now we're on to Coteries. We don't exactly play them in order, though, so once we finish Coteries, we will play something else randomly. On Sundays, we play Viewer Request. Right now, the request is a request by John. John requested Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So apparently we're just on, like, vampire hours right now, and I am here for it. In fact... Is this one better? No? Where's my good one? There we go. I am here for it. This one's a little bit too dark, though. It kind of like messes up my green screen. So, let's stick with this one. Wait. I'm confused. Why can't the games you want be on controller? Like, if they're made for console, most of the time on PC they have the option. Like, I mean, that's my controller. It's an N7 controller because I'm a, like, Mass Effect fangirl. I'm not playing this game with it. I wonder if you could, actually. Haha! Trying to talk to the prince? You approach the prince, trying to stay respectful of her private conversation. She glances at you as you step forward, not mimicked by her companion. Instruction warming before turning to you. Excuse me for just a moment, Samira. Wait, isn't Samira a character from Mass Effect? I made that into reality? Yes, Raka? What is it? I wanted to give you my thanks. I want to thank you for sparing me, Prince. I realize it wasn't an easy decision to make. I express my sincere appreciation. This is my character. She looks amazing. Yo, her? Those cheekbones, though. I'm very jealous. How thoughtful of you. I didn't do it from the kindness of my unbeating heart. You're an asset to Miss Langley, to Camerilla, and to me. Wait, you're the Camerilla, though? That's kind of redundant. I believe I made the right decision. Prove to me and the other kindred of the city that it was so. Maybe more the future than just survival and servitude. Dark-skinned woman looks impatiently at you, catches the prince's attention. Forgive me. It's all the time I can spare right now. Nothing to discuss with Samira still. Enjoy your night, Raka. Yep, just bow. Now change to escape to everyone's attention. Kadir is back, and the hoodlum is with him. Sheriff pushes the other vampire inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. Stupid hat is still inexplicably on his head. Skin is broken. Shin is broken, you think? Okay, that's actually super karmic. Is he was gonna break my shins? In the pant leg bulge, the arm seems to twist at a strange angle. Very little blood, clearly a whole lot of hurt. Well, Kadir, did our guest cooperate?
Tell the prince your name. It's Howard.
Howard? What kind of vampire name is Howard? We've got Kadir and Raka? And the prince?
And who do you run with, Howard?
I should warn you, Nacho, if you do not already know, I do use my entire vocal range for voice acting. If that bothers you, get over it.
The Midnighters. An Anarch Coterie, my prince. Oh, active for some time now. Though, from what this one told...
Oh, that's Kadir?
An Anarch Coterie, my prince. Active for some time now. Though from what this one told me, name is but the only legacy the group has kept for over the years.
I see. Hey, Prince. I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I didn't. A crack makes some of the guests audibly gasp. Musketeer's slap dislocates the man's jaw. Their blood meets something like an abstract art piece on the floor.
Each one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camerilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That alone would be enough to pass swift judgment, but he is also Anarch scum. My prince?
There can only be one verdict. Final death. Do your duty, Sheriff. It's interesting that in New York, apparently the Camerilla and the Anarchs are on a full-blown, like, kill-on-sight war. Whereas in Bloodlines, there was not exactly there was a pseudo-truce going on. It was a truce both sides were trying to break and attack each other through, but it at least had the semblance of, civility. Unless, of course, I'd like to play this Good Samaritan like our dear Miss Langley did a few nights ago. Look, the prince serves you and Sophie as a cruel jest. Sophie takes it gracefully, smiling fling your arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. Nobody says anything. Apparently Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. This one's tough, actually. I think I'm going to pick Do Not Intervene. I do not think that Kadir needs my help. And I actually think trying to help him is going to, like, make him feel insulted. I have a feeling that Howard's efforts are fruitless. 2 seconds later, the feeling is confirmed. He almost reaches the window. Almost, but not quite. He seems the blink of an eye. Kadir appears first, near his scabbard, from one corner, and then next to the escaping Anarch on the opposite side of the room. The next moment, Howard's head flies off his body, and baseball cap free. His life body crumbles to the ground and is to decompose in real time. It's an uncanny sight. As always, our sheriff does not fail to impress. I would like to thank Mr. Langley for bringing this Anarch thug to my and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory. It's a rhetorical question, and everyone here knows it. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night. Oh, again, I'm still astounded that they called a meeting in order to, like, they must capture Anarchs all the time. Just out of the room, you see that many of the guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with someone. A serious-looking man in a trench coat about what transpired. I'm talking conversation of your own. Dear is still here. Really getting ready to leave. Larson is still moping around. Yeah, talk to Kadir. Again, the 2 objectives I was given is talk to Kadir. Sheriff moves you to improve, that you won't get a better shot at saying your piece. So you need to show that you approach him. He notices you just before his face turns from a melancholic frown to a predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection.
What is it, Raka?
Yeah, again, stick to the script. Stick to the script, Raka. I want to thank you for bringing me here. For in one piece, for giving me a chance. An emotion creeps to the Kadir's face you haven't seen on the sheriff's exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting, only there for a moment, and then gone in the blink of an eye.
It was trying on my nerves. and you are still far and away from proving it was the right thing to do. So don't think that a few kind words will let you off the hook.
Bitch, you said I had 3 strikes? I can see why he's a Mets fan. He has no fucking clue how baseball works.
I wonder, how does it feel to be alarmed to the slaughter the way you did tonight? You feel any remorse? Regret? I'm going to enjoy guessing. There's nothing else? I'll be taking my leave.
Do you enjoy being sheriff?
Enjoyment has nothing to do with this. It is my duty. When the Calibros asked me to fill the shoes of the sheriff and root out our enemies, I was glad to serve this act.
I wonder what qualifications, like, how do you figure out who the most dangerous motherfucker is? You just, like, go around and, like, because you can't, I mean, I guess there's probably not tournaments going on.
When Aline became prince and asked that I keep doing this, I agreed. I believe the Camerilla, and I respect the fact that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
His sword and turns to the stairs.
If more kindred understood that, my job would be much duller. On that note, I wish you good night. And watch yourself. You've messed up my batting average. I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you.
With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. Now, and Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs. I still am bothered by the fact she sits in the front seat. That is so weird. I don't know why she does it. I kind of wish she would. That's not where you go. Occupied with something? Untalkative moon? Awkward ride back to the city? This time, you're in another building, just 2 streets across from your apartment. You upstairs. Very nice lobby and a luxurious-looking hall into her domain. Please, have a seat. She'll be right with you. I see boobies on the wall behind her. Let's see. Oh, I like that little flash. The little chandelier. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking over everything. Nice. I like the fabric of the chair and the couch in the back. Looks comfy as hell. In your surroundings, almost like a gallery. Old school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once. Nobu rich living room, meticulously combined together. Apologies. Old habits die hard. Usually some stick with you even after your death. She drags on her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes? Was she doing that? Did you do that? Oh, you might not know. It does take some practice, but you can keep smoking if you'd like. Other things too. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back, bedroom, similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before I need you on your best behavior to uphold my good standing, I meant it. But that's not the whole story. I have your interest in mind too. I've given you your own haven, trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me or else this won't work. I've been super obedient the whole time. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something. You're in trouble too. I hope that won't happen often. Oh, so I can spend the night. I would ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I have something to discuss with you. want to discuss it right now. I need to follow up on a few things before we speak. Be patient, fledgling. Looking for another visit? Downstairs, and we'll give you a lift. Quick trip? A quick trip? A promise that you'll show up tomorrow? Like goodbyes later? Open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts? It's exciting, in a way, and drag deeper and deeper into the secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie has planned for you, bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. Sing to your vampiric sleep, sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. Here's all the lovely words we picked up. Once more, Barnes falls in the city. Whoa. It's the first time I've had to scroll up. Wake up, same as you have these past few nights, in a windowless room. I open the reinforced steel door, with the window to see, invariably, the sky bereft of sunlight, and then it hits you. I drank some wine last night. For a moment, let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night where it's just not there. What you've learned of thus far, you have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with jumper cables. It's a good that works in WoW though. Go behind you and head over to Sophie's apartment. You just promise to call on her. Will not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else you want to do? A drink? Get in touch with your boss? He's probably looking for you. If only to scold you, the unattended files piling up on your desk. What's he gonna do? All the cops? There's hoping a few co-workers that seem to give a shit we're faking it. Make things easier. A fresh start from the ground up. Fresh starts are actually really, really interesting and very therapeutic. I've gone through one. Actually, it was a lot of problems, if I'm being completely honest, but it was also very worthwhile. These thoughts put you in a weird mood. It's a strange sensation to walk crowded streets, same as you have so many times before, but feeling so disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them. Not anymore. You're a vampire, a kindred. You need to carve out your own path in this strange new existence. One way or another. Probably enough. You arrive at Sophie's building just as that thought crosses your mind. Where's the security guard? You're let into the elevator. Apparently, this lady is expecting you. Of course she is. You knock and wait patiently. Footsteps on the other side grow closer. Finally, the door opens and Gregory, Sophie's driver, invites you in. Find the lady herself standing by the window, silhouetted to see his moonlight glow. She stares out, motionless. This is a beautiful scene for sure. I really like this. She looks a little dismal, but I really like the way they've made her head. She looks porcelain, but also alive. A really, really nice job. Is everything okay? You have to immediately snap out of some meditative state and look at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yes, it is. How kind of you to ask. Tell me, about the city? You see the lights, hear the hum, feel the rain on the pavement. What do you think about? The lights and the rain, relentless honking below, music blasting from nearby windows, echoing off buildings. Someone should record an hour of this and throw it up on YouTube as an ambient piece. Oh, I'm sure they have. Other than that, though, it's business as usual. The sights, the sounds, the smells, you know them all too well. Sophie watches you. You can tell she's disappointed. Somehow. But she covers it up with a courteous smile. Well, not everyone can appreciate the intricacies that the world offers. Among my kindred, my clan is somewhat notorious for finding innate meaning in even the mundane. You see, the blood that flows within me is that of Clan Toreador. There are 13 such bloodlines from the kindred. That number has been contested in the past, and these nights it seems nothing is certain. Maybe I have to be able to press buttons? Alright, artists, both new and faded. All artists need to wield a brush. For art encompasses all forms of entertainment and stimulation. One of the rows counts the greatest actors, singers, writers, dancers, and even sex workers. Generous believe such mortals will offer something new to their clan. Right, the custom of embracing only the best, or fixation on previous innocence, caused many a diva make a fledgling in haste. Clans have gotten by many epithets over the years. Names used these nights have the roots in medieval times. Original Inquisition. 1 second. That's the problem, and if part of me needs to just quit wearing tights because my cats do not understand that their claws go through tights very effectively. They used to categorize us, describe our inherent differences. In time, we adopted them ourselves. Each clan, is about it, inescapable, originated from the ancient progenitor, carried from sire to child. This cat just wants so much attention. The Toreador, the gift lies in a sensitivity of sorts. You're uniquely attuned to the beautiful, beauty, and ugliness of both, and see either where most cannot. A blessing on most nights, occasionally a curse. The sheriff is of my clan as well. You'd be hard pressed to see him as such. Porky dear, my heart to see him in this state. Still, there is a beauty to the madness. I just haven't seen it yet. Try as she might to act playful, you can genuinely tell she cares. Her gaze wandered for a brief moment, was quick to regain her composure. Then there are the Ventru, known for their pride and proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as is quite common in our society around the globe. Blue bloods themselves think themselves rulers. The Bruja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries. They call for universal rebellion, hoping slaves to their own temper. I am very aware of the Ventru and the Bruja. We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not if they've largely broken off with Camerilla. I think they were philosophers once, long ago. I hope to tell you more about some of the other bloodlines tonight. Yeah, what's my clan? No, I can only guess it based on certain aspects of your behavior and tastes. Come to your own conclusion and seek validation from your clanmates if you require such a thing. I love that very, very slight backhand. I can't give you validation. If you need it, you need to figure out who your clan is and talk to them. As you will no doubt learn, some kindred fit these stereotypes more than others. The blood is hard to deny, though there are certainly those who try. But that is perhaps a subject for another time. I invited you here for a reason. That is something I want to speak to you about. It's customary in our society, especially among younger kindred, to organize into coteries. Sometimes these are called by the person themselves, or mandated by a fledgling sire. In our case, we treat it more as a strong recommendation, seeking out companions, not only because you need to learn more about society, but also because it's useful. Excuse me? True friendships are rare amongst the kindred, but having allies, even temporary ones, is something of a necessity. These knights, they might be selfish creatures, but we're drawn to each other nonetheless. You have your own coterie? I do have those I trust enough to work with. Not a coterie exactly. I have joined several of those over the years. Not in over a century, though. Ah, Malby, I would be your friend. And we could definitely suck together. You would do well to meet some of the city's younger kindred. See if you can find a connection. It's an essential experience for one so young. I spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet. Came up with a short list of contacts. I hope you appreciate the gesture. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspectives and viewpoints that I cannot provide. Those wish to view our kind. They're all members of the Camerilla, of course. More or less. Yep. I need this. To learn about them. Good. I'm glad. So let's start with the Tremere. Powerful clan disliked by many. Feared and respected by many more. Important pillar of the Camerilla since the very beginning. They're the Blood Sorcerers. Blood Sorcerers? You flash back to one of the nights when your ex would stay up playing video games? Not a pleasant connotation. Oh, don't be caught with that look on your face when you meet a warlock in person. They really are adept at using Vitae, their own as well as others, to unique and potent effects. Right, which in their hierarchy, which I had in mind, might need some persuading. His name is Agathon. From what I hear, he is quite the scholar, very ambitious, child of a noted Tremere here in New York. Iceling Sturbridge. Spend time with Agathon. Sure you'll run into her sooner or later. So, like, magic is real? Oh, it's fascinating. To look up secrets of Tremere. Don't expect them to share it right away. Some things have to be earned. Maybe with young Tremere, you usually find them in the New Age bookstore out on Broadway. Tremere have one of their workshops there. Gregory will give you the details. Next recommendation comes with a bit of a caveat. Which call me saying most bloodlines have unique features that might be obvious at first glance. Well, there is one clan whose members wear the curse in their sleeves. Up here's the Nosferatu. Look at me paying attention. Wait, she said it? You hear she means something to you? You don't know what Nosferatu... Girl! This is one of the most famous films. It was like a building block, a bench block, a cornerstone of filmmaking. Girl! I can understand not knowing what Nosferatu means in this context of actual vampires, but you should be familiar with the fucking term. No wonder they make their havens in sewers, abandoned buildings, and such. Their appearance is hideous and obviously unnatural. They walk the streets like other kindred. I would have learned of our existence long ago. Did she just shudder? It's hard to tell with her usual complexion. I don't feel like her complexion would stop you from being able to tell whether she shuddered or not. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. When I have in mind, isn't as big an eyesore as the worst of them. He's no Adonis either. Still, he's got some useful talents and connections you might find useful. His name is Angelo. He has an office, for lack of a better term, the otherwise abandoned grain terminal in Red Hook, right next to one of those Swedish stores. What, IKEA? Yep, that's... I struggle with saying things that are aesthetically displeasing. D'Angelo does odd jobs for Kadir, picking up dirt, locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden. The kind of work that Nosferatu are best at. No, Kitty, you can't be here. No. He's on a case right now, to do with kind murders, I think. Initial brush with our dear sheriff. It would be wise to show some goodwill towards his agenda. Since Angelo with his investigation might be just the thing. Now come the two more exotic proposals. Okay, I love that. Yeah, unlike the vampire detective and the blood mage. You've heard about the gangrel before? They're a wild clan. They're beasts in a way others might not dare to attempt. Mostly keep out of the big cities, but there are exceptions. Nominally, I've been part of the Camerilla for over 2 decades, but one kindred I would like you to meet has strong, shall we say, familial ties to this sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was instrumental during the Battle of New York back in 1999. Why isn't I want to read about that? Very same battle submitted to the city as a Camerilla domain. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. Mika and a number of her siblings, some involved in the domain, were rewarded after the battle, Prospect Park. Isabel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being underappreciated. Anything more about Tamika if you're seeing me to find her? Ask around. Of all of Jezebel's children, Tamika is known as the most rational and cool-headed, at least for a gangrel. That said, I like to have a unique way of praising your worth. I can't say how exactly. Be prepared for an interesting conversation at the very least. We said of almost every kindred of the city. So you see, that Tamika could prove pride educational. And who knows, she'll find her temperament to be a welcoming change of pace. But speaking of a change of pace, I have one last suggestion for you. Though it's one I don't make lightly. Kindred who calls herself Hope. Uh-huh. She's a Malkavian. They're a uniquely cursed clan. For centuries, we considered them mad, insane, and unhinged. There's been enough time with them come to understand the truth. It is no sickness, but a unique perception of the world that has them appear as unstable, and that perception can prove to be very, very valuable. And while Cavian is your companion, might be taxing on the nerves and a true test of patience at times, their insight and intuition are unrivaled among the kindred. As for Hope specifically, she is said to be a recluse, but I have it on good authority she could currently be found in an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. Where did you learn about Hope? My colleagues told me about her. She considers her uniquely talented and tapped into current fads among kind. That's something I personally am interested, as I'm sure you know by now. I take his word for it at any rate. Well, I believe that's all of them. So I have a few social calls to make tonight. I'll leave you to it. Use tonight and tomorrow night to arrange some cordial visits on your own. Gregory for you as soon as I have further need of your services. Oh, and you'll need a car? Join us downstairs, will you? She smiles once more and turns to her driver, helps her put on the coat, and three of you leave Sophie's apartment. One of the cars near the building as Gregory hands you the keys. An inconspicuous compact car. Decent, but not luxurious. Stay safe. This is your first night alone. Don't let it be your last. As they drive away, you find yourself with more freedom than you've had in the past few nights. A blessing or a burden? Time will tell. Addresses in hand, you consider your next move. Interesting. So I don't have the option to feed, I have to go see one of them. That seems like a great decision we made next Friday. I know it's slightly early, but this is just a great place to stop. So with that, I will see you in, actually no, I will see you in 2 weeks. I will be here a week from now, but we are doing Gotel. So that, of course, means we are not, playing Vampire or Castlevania. But we will be playing Castlevania this Sunday, so be here for that. See you then. Be awesome. And bye-bye. Nope, Gotel. Hello, everyone. We are once again collecting money for the Lupus Foundation of America on May 5th, 6th, and 7th. So mark your calendars. Come by, contribute money to a fantastic cause. We're going to be taking down bosses and overcoming challenges. So hit exclamation point bosses in the chat. You'll go to a website to see what we've got lined up. Discover a new game. Re-experience one of your favorites. And just hang out and help an amazing cause. Hope to see you there.